What up, though? My YouTube family was good with you. Let me go ahead and get set up on. Also, I'm getting set up on IG real quick. Yo, what up, IG? How y'all doing? It's your brother Speak Rock. What up, though? Hey, look, I got to get ready for my day. I got a lot of important things going on, but I just had to share something with y'all that over this weekend, um, it was some things that resonated with my heart, and I felt that if I'm dealing with some or if I had dealt with some issues in my past, it was so reminiscent of just some things that I took in over this weekend. And to get straight to it, the number one thing was what I saw with Serena Williams. Um, this sister here, man, she really was going through it. But I want to make sure that I put things in the right perspective and in proper context. Now, please let me say this: I can't take anything away from from Serena. How she felt is how she felt. What she thinks is what she thinks. She's going through it. She's entitled. That's her right. She can deal with it however she feels. But for everybody else, including for her, there is wisdom out there. There are people who have lived through things. There are people who've had similar situations, and people who can say, you know what, I understand certain dynamics. I understand, how life affects us and how people operate. And, all I want to do is share just to make sure that we, brothers and sisters, have some type of working knowledge to understand that, how we can make it through times that seem to be tough um, when you're going through. So let me just quickly share with you. The title of my message today is just, look, life is fair, people are not. Y'all have probably heard me say that before. Life is fair, people are not. Uh, People, for whatever their motives, their emotions, their whatever issues that they may go through based on how they're built, how they were taught, how they were groomed, people will react and people will treat you in a way that's comfortable for them. Self-preservation on most people's mind is what is key to them. Most people don't operate out of a situation of let me serve, let me give. We're born into this world mostly wanting. Everything else outside of that is something that you learned, and you learn to be a giver. You learn to be a lover. You learn to help people, and you begin to see the benefit in it. But some people don't grasp onto love and charity and just just having a great human nature. Some people still rely on I have to survive at whatever cost. And what we have to understand, brothers and sisters, that everybody out here, and a lot of times what I see how we talk, brothers and sisters, we always want to talk about how it's the closest people to us that we want to sit there and say, and especially in our race, we want to sit there and say, well, these people are not for me. And we're talking about our own people a lot of times. And what we fail to realize is that a lot of times it's the people that aren't in your own race that that have it out for you. But we've made up in our mind that we're going to have kumbaya moments with people outside of our race, and it's going to be all hunky-dory. So let me hurry up and quickly get to it. Serena Williams had an episode in which she was playing in the U.S. Open this weekend. She was playing against the one sister, she's of Haitian and Japanese descent. I call her a sister. She can call herself whatever she want to call herself. People can call her whatever they want to call her. Look, the way America sees her, she's black. Okay, fine. Here's the deal. Serena was having an issue with the line judge. And the line judge would say, hey, look, you're being coached. This is that and another. Serena is sitting there saying, hey, look, even if I was being coached or whatever she said something to the effect of, I would rather lose than cheat and win. And yeah. All that sounds great. It sounds, that line, dude. And I think if he was of Hispanic descent, he wasn't trying to hear it. He ain't trying to hear that. I hear your moral justice speaking, Serena. This is what Serena failed to realize. Serena chalked it up quickly to say, all right, you know what? This is sexism. And I was confused by that, to be honest with you. Hear me out before you chop my head off. I was confused by it. She quickly ran into and said, oh, this is sexism. And I'm looking like, Serena, this is deeper than sexism. Like, first of all, you're playing another female in the women's US Open. So what sexism really has to do with this is beyond me. I'm not saying that it doesn't. Sexism, there's a part of sexism that didn't have a play, because me, in my opinion, racism, sexism, and any other ism, when they're being utilized, a lot of times they're all wrapped up into one, okay? But usually there's a dominant ism, if you will, that's at play here. And I'm looking like, well, you're playing another woman, so where's the sexism coming from? So what I'm seeing is that, Serena, it's just very well may be possible that they just have it out for you. They might just very well not like you. It's a you issue. It's a you thing. They, based on how you live your life, all the winning that you're doing, the fact that you're beating Caucasians at a game that they hold in high regard, the fact that you married a white guy, like, you don't think any of this has any play in it? I just found it interesting that you would choose, that Serena would choose sexism versus clearly calling out anything that can be dealing with some type of supremacy. Now, the guy was of Latin descent, the line judge, but guess what? He was a light-skinned guy. Maybe he could be operating in white laws of white supremacy. Maybe white supremacists, the people in which who he works for, probably have him up under their thumb. Because here's my case in point. When Serena called out, if I'm not sure, I believe the judges or the presidents of the US Open to come out, she brought them out there so she could plead her case. Guess what? It was a white male and a white female. So you called out a higher power, a higher a level of authority out there at the US Open on full display in front of everybody that was watching in national and international television. And come to find out, these are two white people. But you still chose to go forward. Serena still chose to go forward and say, well, guess what? This is sexism. And I'm just, Serena, maybe they don't like you. Maybe they don't like the fact that you're winning. Maybe they don't like the fact that you're married to a wealthy white guy. Maybe the fix is in on you, Serena. Maybe they might not like you. I'm just saying. How is it sexism and you're playing against another female? This is the point that I'm getting at, black folk. We have to understand that there are higher powers at play. And I know this, I'm saying this because I've been in Serena's position. I've been at a job trying to right the wrongs, stand my ground and fight for what's right, and fighting to make sure that people respect me. And what I had to quickly recognize is that little issues against you, there was a bigger situation at play there. It wasn't just about, well, we're just going to be racist towards you. What I had to realize was the racism that I faced and the things that I experienced, that it was going to be long-standing. They were setting an example for every other black man that was either around me or that came after me. See, I'm filling y'all in just a little bit because what Serena has gone through, a lot of us go through in our workplace. And all I'm saying is, watch this. I'm gonna say this, and this is probably gonna sum up everything that I'm trying to say. Because if you don't get this, what I'm getting ready to say right now, brothers and sisters, you need some help. And we're all going to need some help. Watch this. Serena is failing to realize that out of all the drama that she was going through right there on that court yesterday, out of all the pleading she was trying to do, out of all the heartfelt, impactful statements that she was making, I would rather lose than cheat and win. And, I have a daughter and I can't act like this, in front of my daughter or whatever it is that she said. And then she demanded an apology from the Latin line judge. And he's sitting there looking like he was just looking at her crazy. So she did all this drama acting, right? My thing is, for all of that, he still hit you up with like 3 penalties. 3. He still hit you up. For all of that, you should have just went in on dude. You beat up your tennis racket. You demanded an apology. You done told them about your family and how they look up to you and your baby. You done told them how your moral values, where they lie at. For all of that, you might as well just have said, you know what? You're a white supremacist. I believe you're operating in white supremacy. I don't believe that you like what I'm doing. For all of that, she should have just said all of that. What's my point? My point is this. When we sit there and we skirt around the issue and we don't stand tall and stand firm on our beliefs and our thoughts about what is truly going on and what is really happening to us, when we don't acknowledge any of that, the real truth, just because you escape from saying that doesn't mean that they're not going to penalize you anyway. If look at the footage of the U.S. Open and tell me if I'm wrong. It at that point, it didn't matter what Serena said. What was she supposed to do? Just not beat up her racket, not show any emotion. And guess what? It seems like you wasn't going to beat the other young lady anyway. She was outplaying you. Do I get your frustration? I do. But what I don't get, and this is where I'm coming to help you, brothers and sisters, this is where pop culture icons, where they don't step in and fill in the gap all the time and don't say what needs to be said. But me, I'm going to say what needs to be said. It doesn't matter how she tried to get around the issue. It doesn't matter how she tried to use her words wisely and not try to call out certain things that she know what the issue is. She knows, but she chose not to do it. And they still penalized her anyway for the tactics that she took. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, you know what? Serena Williams has money. She has status. She'll fight this and some justice will come. Will it? Will it? Okay, she can fight. Because at what cost? Are you going to fight this situation and cost that other little young lady, the one who beat you, you going to cost her a championship? How far are you going to go to fight this? Wasn't the young lady's fault. You know the main reason probably why that young lady was sitting there crying? She was sitting there crying because she was like, I see what's going on and there's nothing I can do about it. This is happening to my hero and there's nothing I can do about it. Because what can I say? The only thing that young lady could have did was agree with Serena Williams right then and there on the spot and was like, you know what? I'm not going. Now that would have been powerful. I just thought of that. If that young lady of Haitian and Japanese descent, that sister would have stood with Serena Williams and said, you know what? This isn't right what y'all doing to her. I don't appreciate this. I stand with Serena. As a matter of fact, that'd been an ideal time where y'all could have took a knee. Ooh. Could have took a knee. And y'all could have protested right there. Now, tell me that would have been black unity. That would have been black power. But what happened is, because look, the little young sister, she like, look, I'm trying to come up in this game. I'm trying to do everything right. And I'm trying to come up. I can't get mixed into some stuff. So she let Serena fight on her own. My God, man. She just let Serena be. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm with you, Serena. She let Serena be. I don't know what other way to say this. I really don't. I don't know what other kind of analogy. I don't know what lesson. I don't know how I need to expound upon this. I don't know what clarity I need to give. I really don't know. It played out right before our eyes, and we as black folk, we still couldn't work together to bring forth justice. The only thing that Serena could sit there and say was, this is sexism, and guess what? It didn't fly. It didn't fly. In my opinion, I think the ism that you chose to stand on was the wrong choice of an ism. That's what I feel. I'm not saying sexism wasn't involved, but I think to use that one as your main talking point, that ism was not the one that you really needed to capitalize on. It's like you threw it out there, hoping that it would stick against the wall, and it didn't. It didn't fly. Dude still hit you up a number of times. The other presidents of the U.S. Open or whoever that white male and female that came out there that heard your cry, it didn't fly with them. Maybe you'll argue this point later. Whatever the case may be, it didn't work that day. Brothers and sisters, I don't know what to tell you, but look, I just want to make sure I can give some look. Look, life is fair. People are not. I mean, I didn't see Serena banging tennis rackets because she's dealing with issues with blood clots. I didn't see her banging tennis rackets for other issues in her personal life. But when it came to a line judge penalizing you for certain things in your tennis game, now all of a sudden it falls within sexism. In an all-female match, what other men got to do with? I understand. You can find some people that agree with you and that'll make your case and make you feel well and make you feel good. But that still doesn't take away from the point of what I'm saying, that there can be bigger situations and bigger powers at play here. The strategy that they're playing is bigger than the one that you're trying to force. So if you just want to be right in the court of popular opinion, fine, have at it. Do your thing. How is that helping all black folk? Because it really didn't even help you, Serena. I'm sorry. Didn't even help you. As a matter of fact, it did help you, and it didn't make the situation good for the other young lady you was playing against. She younger than you. She might know something, but she don't know. She just on the come up. She's just trying to come up and play her game. But I'm going to leave it at that. Hey, look, I just wanted to share something with y'all. What Serena Williams went through yesterday, a number of us black folk, quite a few of us have gone through. And we have to accept things for what they are and address them in the same manner. Skirting around it, trying to avoid it, not wanting to get on people's bad side, not wanting to say the things that may seem to be unpopular isn't helping. They're going to they're going to penalize you either way. Either way, they're going to penalize you. My question is, or my statement is, if I know that's going to be the case, I would rather stand. And not only that, I would rather strategize to make sure that I come out on the upper hand, and make sure that I or anybody that's with me, that we come out unscathed as much as possible. Do whatever you got to do. Pray. Have your faith in God. Meditate. Read scriptures. Get knowledge. Talk to a mentor. Do whatever it is you got to do. But what you better do is make sure that you're stabilizing your foundation, that you're increasing and strengthening yourself to be able to withstand this onslaught. And you cannot strengthen yourself by playing ignorant to what is truly going on. Hey, this is your brother SPEAKROC. Hey, I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Y'all have a great Monday. Just remember what I said, and go ahead and do your thing. Hey, I'm a brother from Detroit. What do I know? I'm out.